Oh, hey Skip, how you doing? I've been asking you to come up here for years. Glad you could finally make it. Let me show you around a little bit. About 25 years ago, I was riding my motorcycle through the North Georgia mountains and I saw a pickup truck that said, "Learn how to fly ultralights." So I followed that man home and learned how to fly ultralights. Mostly a motorcycle guy, but got into flying and I still enjoy that. I'll start with my 1931 Ford Model A. It's good for going to Walmart and into town for groceries and short trips and taking friends out for rides. And I've had this plane for over 20 years now in several configurations. It was a float plane for a number of years. Now it's back to just being a land plane. Surround yourself with the things you love is what I always say.
I was going to get drafted, so I joined the Air Force so I wouldn't get drafted. Ended up flying helicopters in Europe, and that's how I got started. I've owned my own plane since about 1990, I assume, about that time. I think I bought first aircraft was a Cessna 172, and I'm up to these things now, Saratoga, a couple Beechcrafts. I bought this plane about 15 years ago, probably 5 years ago. We rebuilt the motor and put a new prop on it, and it's a really good airplane. Should have just kept it, not bought the others, really. Now, I've owned the hangar for a long time, but it had an apartment in it. And my house got struck by some storms, so we've been living out here until I get that fixed, which I haven't got around to yet.
I was able to retire when I turned 50 and put together my little ultralight business. I put together a ground school, I wrote manuals, I had some technical writing skills, and I started teaching. I bought a little airplane, I started instructing, and that's how I met Doug. He saw a sign on my truck, he came out, he says, "Will you teach me to fly?" And I says, "I'll try." And eventually he learned. Took a while. This is a Cessna 140A. It's 75 years old, same age as I am. It's probably in better shape than I am. They're kind of a favorite of old Cessna owners. They're very easy to fly. They're tail draggers, and they're very, this is very original. It's got original upholstery in it, the way it came out of the factory. It's a stout airplane. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but they're very, very reliable. It has a Continental C-85 in it. I've kept the panel original in it, original material. I did put upgraded radios, transponder, and altitude encoder in it, but I hid them behind the original panel so I could keep the original look to the airplane. I also was able to purchase enough property with my place so I could build a big hangar. I can jump in an airplane and I'm in the air in 5 minutes. So being it's one of my hobbies, I enjoy that. Another hobby that I have is because I'm fortunate enough to have some acreage. I have a greenhouse. I grow a lot of my tropical plants in here, and I garden pretty much year round. I raise my own eggs with chickens. I raise my own beef, and the rest of the stuff is just pets. I've got a pet goat that weighs about 310 pounds.
Well, I started out flying as a hobby many years ago, and it was a hobby for about 3 or 4 years, and I finally got enough ratings to be able to qualify as an airline pilot and was able to get a job as an airline pilot. I flew for Eastern Airlines until their demise in 1991, and then after that aviation became my hobby again. So I'd always wanted to live on a airstrip, grass strip. That's most pilots' dreams, to have that, and here I have that. So we found this place several years ago, and I was able to buy this hangar, which has an apartment in it, and so I occasionally come up here and spend weekends, and then go fly every chance I get.
About time for me to go flying. If you like an alternative lifestyle and you like flying or riding motorcycles, I highly recommend a hangar. You can build a nice apartment in it. And North Georgia here, we have great riding, good weather for flying all year round, and it's a nice place if you like horsing around with old vehicles and staying entertained in that way. But I've always liked living here, and I've been coming up here for 25 years, long before I bought a big hangar and moved into it. So I think I'll like it here for a long time.